Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm here to do another mass make, and again following Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. So this is what we're making. It's a tag, but it's got a slight difference to it, and lots of people have made these. They're quite popular things to do. If you open it up, it's still the tag shape, but it's got two little pockets inside. And then I've added another pocket to the back using up some of my scraps, because that is my plan, is to use up some scraps from my woodsy projects that I've been doing. I am going to be moving on to winter woods soon, and this is my last sort of dark woods project that I'm doing, so more like autumnal woods. I'm going to move on to lighter browns soon, but that's what we're making. So I'm going to use this Tim Holtz pad. It's the 8x8s, but it's got this really nice shocking brown colour, which I'm going to use. So I've got a piece of that left, and then I've also got some of these. These are just card making cards that I've tea stained, and as you can see I've got a really nice pattern on them with the lace doily that I use. So I'm going to use that for the other ones. So first things first, we want to cut this one down. So I am thinking I'm going to cut the top, and this is an 8x8 inch, so I'm going to cut it at what I hope is 2.5 inches. I might go a little bit more actually on this one. No, I won't. I'm going to cut off his hat otherwise. So yeah, we'll go 2.5, which I think is there. There we go. So we just keep his hat in. So this gives you a 5.5 inch tall tag, which is good. And then these two, we want to cut them to be just shy of 4 inches. These are going to be our pockets. So I'm doing it at 10 centimeters, which is just shy of the 4-inch mark. Hopefully that makes sense. And the reason I'm doing it just inside is because I don't want these pockets to get in the way of my tag folding up. And then looking for my scoreboard, we then just want to come along and fold this in half. So in my case at 4 inches, whoops. But you can use any papers. You don't have to use scrapbooking paper. You can use whatever you like. I'm on a mission to use up these pads that I've had in my stash for such a long time, you know. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so good there. And then I'm going to grab my circle punch because I want these pockets to have divots in them. So again, I'm just eyeballing it, getting for middle-ish, and then that's that one ready. So now we want to cut our tag shapes. Now I'm going to do quite a big tag shape, deep tag shape, because they're quite wide. So I'm going to come along and use my little template that I've got. So as mass make style, we are getting into it. We are on a roll. I am making sure I'm keeping everything together. And these are already like 6x4, so I'm not going to cut these down anymore, but I am going to give them their tag shape. So like I said, you don't have to use scrapbooking paper. You could use whatever you like. What I've gone for is something that's relatively not plain as such on the outside, but plain enough that it can be decorated, because we're going to do a nice little bit of collage on the front. We're going to add some stickers and things, you know, the usual. So you want something that you're able to decorate. Or if you want to not decorate anything at all, because that's fine as well, then I would pick more decorative paper. But I've gone for something that we can, you know, decorate up nicely. Right then, that's all my pieces cut, I believe. For these two, I'm just using scraps. So I'm going to have a belly band and a corner pocket. These were already cut to this shape and size, so nothing needed to do there. What I do need to do is just go around inking everything. So I'm going to go off and do that now. Okay, everything is now inked around, so I think we may as well get the pocket pieces in. So let's have these, and we're just going to glue these ones on 3 sides. So that's the great thing about using a paper pad in this case, is you want to choose something where you like the front and back, you know, for your project. So in this case, the outside had sort of an interesting vintage kind of look, but inside it's got this really dark woodsy brown, right? But of course, by using the front piece, it all goes together, doesn't it? So we don't have to fight with finding things that go together and whatnot. We just simply are turning the paper, well, not around, but the inside of the paper, the outside of the paper, it all goes together. Not always. Some paper pads, as we know, have really bizarre looking designs on the inside of the papers, but I think that's just fine. And as you can see, we're not getting in the way of the middle. Now maybe I should have cut them a little bit differently. I don't know. I cut off a slither, didn't I? Maybe I could have done a little bit less on this side because it's a bit funny, but I don't think it really matters. They're just little pockets. Okay, so that's the paper pad one. And then for these two, because there's so much space to write on the inside, I didn't really want to lose too much of that. So these two, I'm actually going to turn them into pocket tag booklet things, but the difference is here, there'll be space to write on the inside as well. So don't be afraid to, you know, change things up. It's always fun to do that. And I can't believe that this scrap is the exact height of my card, but I promise I did not cut it in advance. It was just a scrap ready to go. So that one's going to be a belly band, like so. Probably want some decorating, and then, as I say, we can write in here. I might stencil the inside, but yeah. And then this one, again, it was already a scrap from one of the other mass makes that we've done, and I really liked the eggs. So am I going to keep the eggs? Yes, I'm going to keep the eggs. So this one, I'm just going to run some glue along 2 sides. Oops. And then we can just slip a little journal card or something in there, so there's even more writing space. But yeah, I do think they want a little bit of stenciling on the inside of these, just to make them a bit more interesting. And paper's a little bit bumpy where it's been tea stained, but I think we are stuck down. Lovely. Okie dokie, so now we want to do our holes. So we're going to go all the way through the tag, aiming for middle-ish, but don't worry if you don't get it exactly right. Now we have to remember one of these has the belly band, so this is the one with the belly band. I'm going to come to that one in a second because I can't decide whether to go all the way through or not on that one. I don't think it would be that weird to have a hole in the belly band. So in interest of keeping things simple, that's that. And then I do want to, I'm not going to use eyelets, but I am going to use these hole reinforcer things. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on. I can't remember on my prototype whether I did them on every side. Let me just check. Yes, I did. So I'm going to go through and just glue all of these enforcers on all the way along. Maybe not on the belly band. I haven't quite decided on that yet. And then we'll come back to the decorating. All right then, let's get some decorating done. So as I say, I want to keep them, you know, relatively simple. So, well, I say that. On the paper pad ones, I'm keeping them simple because there's already a lot of stuff going on. The other two will have to do a little bit more decorating, but that's all in the fun, isn't it? So, in this case, I'm doing an acorn sticker. On this one, I did mushrooms, but still going with the brown woodsy stuff. And then I'm just going to grab a label. These are from my patron freebie, or one of them anyway. It's just a specimen label. So it will be your notes all about that specimen inside, you know. Whereas this one was just random findings. And then of course we'll add the bow to the top, and then you've got your pockets. Those don't want decorating because they've already got interesting things on. And we still have our man. So maybe he was the discoverer of this particular specimen. That's the story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so that was the easy one. So these two, because I don't want to completely cover them up because I really like this lace print that I've got with the tea dyeing, but I do want to do something. So I was finding out some frames, and then I thought I could try and use these. So these are just bits of paper that I've got. I think Mandy might have sent me these. And I thought I could try and do something with these inside the frame. And that's probably a label or a word or something, and that's probably going to be it. And then we're going to move forward from there. So let me, so how do I do this? Right, I want to ink first. ink first, think second. Oh dear, it's the morning, I'm not with it. But anyway, I'm thinking about my winter projects, you see. That's why maybe I'm a little bit scatterbrained this morning, because we have woken up, not to snow, but the thickest frost I have seen in a long time. It's 11 o'clock in the morning and it is currently -2 degrees Celsius. I'm afraid I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's below freezing. It's cold. It's very cold. But it's the 1st of December that I'm filming this, and I'm kind of glad it's cold, selfishly, because it actually finally feels like Christmas is on the way, you know? Whereas for a long time, it's kind of felt so mild that I've been in denial that Christmas is, you know, a few weeks away. So there's a silver lining to everything, isn't there? Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is stick the frames down first. These are just stickers. Oh, why did I choose stickers? I ask myself that every time I film and I use stickers. I'm like, why do I reach for the stickers? Because I love them, that's why. They're easy to use and I like the designs. Okay, I think we'll go this way, and I'm just gonna try my hardest to get it relatively straight. Straight-ish, like so. That fills up the space nicely, doesn't it? And then I inked this one, didn't I? I was inking and talking about frost is what I was doing. But yeah, this is my last woodsy project that I'm doing for the autumn woods. So although I'm still working with browns on my next project, we'll be bringing in a bit more grey, white, frost, snow, all of that for the winter woods. That's what we're doing, but for now, think we'll go that way. Okay, so as I said, these frames, these papers don't fit exactly in the frame, so I'm going to have to cut them down. And I'm just trying to decide what part I'm going to keep. Right, first things first, I'm going to be lazy and use my cutter because I cannot cut straight lines to save my life. Okay, I want to keep that stamp in, which is why I'm going like so. So we are cutting just below the leaf. Let's see how we do. Be a little bit of trial and error. I don't measure. I very rarely measure. I sometimes measure, but very rarely, which is probably very annoying. I find with numbers, I'm very good with words, but numbers just don't stick in my head very well, you see. Which is why I tend not to faff about with trying to remember things. And even when I do try and measure things, I'm like, yeah, clearly my eyes don't work right because things do look different. Anyway, moving on. So this one we're cutting just above the label. Now see, I was a little bit more less scared of that one. I just went for it rather than cutting off tiny little pieces each time. Anyway, I realised that camera's probably a little bit high. You might not even be able to see what I was fannying about with, but I was fannying about with something. I promise it was important. It wasn't really. Anyway, so we're going to stick these down, and then that's about as far as I've got, by the way, in terms of what I want to decorate them with. So, out of glue, sticking really quickly. There we go. So if I lift it up, you'll be able to see better. As you can see, it doesn't fit within the frame perfectly. The frame is bigger than the piece of paper that I've got, but I just made it so that, or tried to make it so that the border inside the frame is at least kind of close the whole way round, and then that way it looks intentional rather than you know, rather than I've used a bit of paper that doesn't fit. But you can decorate your tags however you like. As I said, I didn't want to cover up too much of the nice lace print that I managed to get, so I thought this would still decorate them nicely but not cover it up completely. Right, I think we're going to want some labels and things, don't you? I'm wondering whether to go with some dates for these. I might just cut these out, and I will have a quick think about what I'm going to do on the inside as well, just in case I want to decorate the pockets on the inside of these, because they're a little bit less decorative than the other ones. And I shall be back in a jiffy. Okay, so I've got October and September dates for the autumnal feel, and I thought if I bring them into the picture a bit, then I don't think these are going to want much more decoration on them. I'll decide once I've got the bows done, because that might change things a little bit. Just trying to get them middle-ish. There we go. By the way, if you can hear my husband singing, sorry about that. He's packing his orders at the moment. It's his busiest time, and so he he sings along to music to keep himself occupied. Anyway, so let's get these bows on, and then I can decide whether they want anything else. Sorry, I was looking around. I couldn't remember what I'd done with the other, my other tag, but I've just seen it. There we go. So nice brown satin ribbon. I just want to sort of see them, you know, with the bows on, so that I can decide whether they want anything else, you know. Oops. Might have cut my ribbon a little bit short, hopefully not. I'm faffing with the bows again. I feel like I should rename my channel Faffing with Bows Lady. I used to faff with bows all the time, I really did. I don't know, is it okay with a smaller bow? I'm not sure. Let's try a different type of bow. Oh dear me. Faffing with Bows Lady. There we go. Let's try the whole piece of ribbon, because, you know, I want to use this up anyway. It's not like I'm saving it for anything. There we go. Well, some of them are just longer than others. Okay, so I think this one's finished, and when I use ribbon, I always heat up the ends of the ribbon without setting fire to it. So be very careful whilst you do this, because it stops the ribbon from fraying, especially ribbon like this. But just be very, very careful, and ideally I should be saying don't do this at home, but it does stop it from fraying over time, because, you know, ribbon like this can fray and tear and all the rest of it, but some of you might like that look for the vintage kind of look anyway. But essentially that one is finished, so I just need to lighter these as well. Now you're not actually putting the flame on the ribbon, you're just getting it with the heat from the lighter. That's all you're doing, because that's all it needs. It just needs a bit of heat. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that matter, because I know some of you will be holding your breath right now. But I promise I've done this so many times, and I've only set fire to myself once. Or rather my project. And it wasn't yeah, it wasn't completely, it was just singed a little bit. But yeah. I should have done this off screen. But the reason I do it on screen is because I remember the first time somebody told me to do this, and I thought, no, you're having a laugh, I ain't doing it. I am way too clumsy for that. And it only took me actually doing it and seeing some people do it and stuff that actually gave me the confidence to give it a go. So right, that's all I'm saying. So I think if we fiddle with that bow a little bit more, faff with the bow, I don't think I'm going to do anything else to the front. I mean, we could always add, you know, some butterflies and things, but I kind of like how simple they are as well. What I do want to do though is have a look at the inside, because I know that I want to do a bit of stenciling. So let's have a little look. And ignore my husband, he's just going into the loft to get the Christmas decorations down, if you can hear a few bangs in the background, because we're putting our tree up today. So exciting. Right then, let's find my blending brush, just a makeup brush. I've got a set of them for this kind of purpose. So I think we want to do just a little bit of something in the background, just because the outside has got the lace print, but the inside doesn't really. So I think just this kind of thing would be nice. I'm using walnut stain just to give it that nice dark look. Okie dokie. So still plenty of space to write. I feel like maybe we should put something on this pocket. What we could do, because we've used a date on the outside, we could use a specimen label if they'll fit. because then this can be your notes about that particular specimen that you found on September 1901. Maybe not you specifically, but in the past someone did. Oh goodness. That'll be my husband putting his foot through the floorboards probably. We really need to get into the loft to board it more. But anyway, I don't know why he's decided to do it now, because I did tell him I was filming, but you know. Husbands, eh? I love him dearly. But he does have some interesting timing. But I shouldn't complain because, you know, I need him to go in the loft because I can't get up there. So if I want my tree up, I got to do that. Yeah, perfect. I think that's all it needs. You know, they're simple, which is not usually how I do things. But yeah, I'm kind of liking the simple. I'm just hoping that I didn't just, yes I did. I went a little bit dark there, but that's fine. Note to self, do your stenciling before you add your pockets and belly bands, but all in the name of fun. Yeah, nice. That's that. Now, this one is a belly band. So what do we want to do here? Do we want to decorate it? Sometimes with belly bands I'll put a little something in the middle. Sometimes I'll put like a strip down, but because we've got the hole there, I don't think that would necessarily work. I was just wondering about a label or something. I'm going to have a little bit of a funny about it to see if I can find something that I like, but I'm not necessarily going to decorate it. I'm just going to have a little bit of a think, and it'll either be decorated when we come back or not. So the only thing I was thinking of is whether to put a circle or an oval or something there, but I think not. So I'm not going to worry about it. You can always decorate them later. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the, I think they're called tag booklets or tag pocket booklet things. So we've made a few different variations, so I hope that you feel inspired to give these a go. As we say, you don't have to use paper pad. Like in this case, these are just some tea stained card that I had. So that type of thing is perfect because they're a really nice size, where you get this really stocky tag. So yeah, I hope you feel inspired to give these a go, and a shout out to Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah as always. Her channel is linked in my description box, so that you can see her weekly challenge. I am many weeks behind because I just do them every so often. I think she's on like week 200 and something by now, you know. But they're good fun and there's lots of different ideas. I'm not doing all of them, I'm just doing the ones that help me use up my stash basically. I'm still faffing with bows. And yeah, I hope that you feel inspired, and I hope that you want to give something like this a go. And as always, don't be afraid to change it up. There are always ways that you can do things differently from how we show on video. But more than anything, I just hope that you feel inspired to try them out and have fun whilst you do it. So that is it from me. I am cleaning up as I go because otherwise I don't do it. And thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing these come together. I hope that the video wasn't too erratic because yeah, I've got a lot on my mind at the moment, but I am enjoying coming here and just doing a crafty video when I can. At the moment I'm still doing my Monday videos. For those of you who have noticed, I am only doing one video a week at the moment. I may have a bonus video going out soon, which will be in addition to the weekly mass makes. But just because where I'm so busy at the moment, I'm trying to take the pressure off myself a little bit. And the one video a week at the moment is what I can sort of afford to do. I hope in the new year I might be able to come on and do maybe 2 videos a week, but I just have to play it by ear at the moment, because you know I don't always find time to craft at the moment. So I just wanted to explain that because I know a few of you might be wondering why I'm not around as often as I was. It's just because things have gotten a little bit busy on my end, and I'd much rather come on and do one video a week rather than not find the time to do them at all, you know. So that's why I'm doing it that way. That's why I'm focusing on the mass makes, because I can just come on, do a fun little project that I know you're enjoying, without so much worrying about what I'm doing. I just can follow someone's tutorials and stuff. But in the new year, I hope to be a little bit more, you know, with it, and maybe a little bit more creative than what I'm being at the moment. But I'm still loving what I'm making. It's just, yeah, I don't have as much headspace as normal at the moment. Anyway, that's my jabber. That is my prototype that I made. I never showed you the inside, but it's just got some scripty text, just basically that scripty text. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope that you like them. I hope that you're wanting to give them a go, and thank you as always for watching. We'll speak soon.